When you're deciding to get a mortgage, should you use a mortgage broker or the bank? Well, that's exactly what we're going to talk about in this video. And I think by the end of the video, you'll know exactly what the right choice is. Hey guys, my name is Jarrett White with White Ridge Mortgage. I'm a mortgage broker here in BC. And yes, I know you heard it. I'm a mortgage broker making a video about what's better, broker versus bank. You may think I'm going to be biased. However, I'm going to be as unbiased as possible. And I think by the end of the video, you're actually going to be quite surprised with what I have to say. Right from the beginning, I'm going to start off and say that as a mortgage broker, we actually have a fiduciary duty to work in your best interest. Now, if you're not sure what that means, to simplify things, we're actually legally required to work in your best interest, whereas the employee at the bank is not. They, in fact, don't even have a license. So when you're working with someone at the bank, they have one job and one job only, and that is to make their employer money. That is something you're really going to want to keep in mind if you're choosing between a broker and a bank to work with for your mortgage. Another difference between a mortgage broker and the bank is mortgage brokers have access to many different lenders, not just your typical major banks. Therefore, when you work with a broker, you'll have the option to shop amongst multiple lenders, not just the major banks. And a lot of these lenders that mortgage brokers have access to, they have much different prepayment structures. They have much different policies within their mortgages that can be quite a bit more flexible than the ones at the major banks. Now, as an example, some of the prepayment penalties that come along with fixed rate mortgages through major banks can be quite substantial. Mortgage brokers have access to lenders called monoline lenders, otherwise known as First National, MCAP, and the list goes on, where the prepayment penalty can be as much as 5 times less than one you would get with a major bank. So it's important to know that your mortgage broker can shop the major banks, but they also have access to the other lenders that might have products that suit your situation a little bit better. And it's so important not to overlook this early prepayment option because, to be honest, most mortgages in Canada don't actually make it past 3 years. And if you're going with a major bank product that might be saving you $20 a month, but the penalty is $10,000 more, well, does that really seem worth it? Not really. And because a mortgage broker is looking out for your best interest, we'll also be able to point out if there's restrictive clauses like bona fide sales clause, which means that you can't actually restructure your mortgage unless you sell your house, or if you're allowed to port your mortgage, because some of them don't actually allow you to port your mortgage to a new property. These are all terms that we can actually look out for and advise you on as a mortgage broker, whereas the bank, really their only value proposition is trying to get you the lowest rate. And at the end of the day, they're not actually trying to get you the lowest rate. If it comes down to it, they will sometimes compete with other banks to get your business. But like I said, they're trying to make their employer the most amount of money possible. So those are the two key differences. And I know you're probably thinking, well, a broker sounds like the obvious choice. That's not necessarily what I'm saying. And the reason why is when you work with a mortgage broker, it really depends on who you work with. Because we're independent, every single person is their own company. Therefore, their client journey, which is the stages that you take your client through, can be very different from broker to broker. And to be honest, I know many brokers that have actually never done a mortgage, and I know many brokers that have done more mortgages than you can count. So it really depends on who you're actually working with, because when you go to the bank, you're kind of getting a standard level of service and professionalism, whereas when you go to a broker, it can either be way better or it can actually be way worse. I truly believe that at White Ridge Mortgage, we have one of the best client journeys possible because I'm honestly obsessed with trying to make that process as seamless as possible for my clients, and I'm constantly working to improve it. Now, if you were to work with other brokers, that may not be the case. However, what I can say that pretty much every mortgage broker is good with is being available after hours. So when you're working with a broker, we're our own business, like I said. If you're texting us at 6 p.m., 7 p.m., sometimes even 8 p.m., we'll probably respond right away. Whereas if you go to the bank and you're getting your mortgage done through them, you text them after 5 o'clock, you're not hearing till the next morning. And in the home buying process, sometimes emergencies can come up, and it's very helpful having that instant communication. Now that I got that out of the way, one of the biggest reasons why you should work with a mortgage broker, or at least a good mortgage broker, is any good mortgage broker has a post-close value proposition. And what I mean by that is when we do your mortgage, we're not just helping you with your mortgage. That's honestly where the service begins. We're very detailed with keeping our data up to date. So every single month we're generating reports based on where current interest rates are at, and we're seeing if there's any opportunity for you to make some savings. Now, this is a proactive approach compared to the bank being a reactive approach. If you were to go into the bank, yes, they would explain what's available at that time, but they're not actually reaching out to you to tell you that there's opportunity to save some money. Whereas when you work with a broker that has their systems dialed in like we do, you'll actually be receiving communication directly from us when that opportunity arises. And to be honest, with interest rates coming down, that opportunity will likely come about. And it's also important to make sure that you go into a product that has low prepayment penalties. That way you can actually take advantage of that when rates do come down. This is a service I can confidently say the bank will never offer. And honestly, having your own personalized advisor in your pocket is so valuable. And I know they're never going to offer this because they want to make money. Now, keep in mind the bank may offer a slightly better rate if they're trying to compete for your business. But at the end of the day, the savings they're going to get you up front is going to be nowhere near as close as the savings a broker can get you with their post-close service of proactively looking for new opportunities, as well as the prepayment penalty when you do end up breaking that mortgage. Because let's be honest, the majority of mortgages in Canada don't make it past 3 years. There's so many reasons why you break your mortgage. Your job relocates, you get separated, you want to refinance, you want to access some equity. The list goes on. So it likely will happen. So just keep that in mind when you're shopping. I would always look into the prepayment penalty because it's always something that's very likely to happen, even if you don't think it will. So with that being said, I hope that really clears up what the better choice is between a broker and a bank. And if you're looking to get pre-approved for a mortgage, we're more than happy to help. We have a great team over at White Mortgage. And all you have to do to get started is click the link in the description, fill out the form, and you can schedule a call directly with me right there, and we can outline the rest of the process in that phone call. Now, once again, if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel, like this video, and ring the bell to be notified when other videos just like this come out. It would mean a lot and really help this video get pushed out to more people just like yourself. Thanks a lot for watching. Catch you on the next one.